Hey everyone, Sandy back, and I decided to participate in the Summer Scrappy Challenge from Scrap and Plan here on YouTube, and I'll post a link down below in the description. And the first challenge is to create a layout using a tool that you haven't used in a while. So what I did was pull out this bad boy. I've had the Minc for a little bit now, and I've used it sporadically on my pages. I really love foiled look, so I'm not sure why I don't use it more, but I pulled it out for this challenge. And I've already run it through. I'm going to spare you the boringness of watching it run through the machine. So what I did was I foiled up this great little paper here, and it looks like he has some sort of defects on him, but you know what? It's gonna go. It's gonna work fine. I even might use this. This is cool. I might figure out a fun thing to do with this as well. And then this is from an old piece, but I still had all this extra gold. So I just foiled a couple little pieces from a Minc pack as well. Let me pull those off. And it's just a little banner, a tab, and then these two little labels. And they're all gold on them. And I am scrapbooking today. This photo of my girls on this motorcycle ride at the arcade in the New York hotel. And I'm going to use these stickers that came in the Citrus Twist kit, and the title is going to be Go Girl, because I'm also playing along with Chamel's title and journaling challenge this month. So I'm going and doing 2-in-1. So let's see what I can do. So I start off by throwing some Distress ink on some packaging, and I've already gessoed this cardstock, so that's why it's a little bit warped. So I like the yellow and the orangey color that's come on here, and I'm using that Citrus Twist exclusive paper. So I want to add some nice bright pink because there's a lot of pink in that paper as well. And my packaging wasn't wet enough, either was my cardstock, so I just had to, you know, squirt a little bit of water on there. So I'm happy with that. And then I pull out the Citrus Twist paper, and that's this one. And I just cut off a section of it. It was divided into three, like, kind of sections, into thirds, and I cut that off and decided that that Minc sheet would be layered over top of it. And originally my Minc sheet was going to be what was the bottom layer, and then I was going to layer the color over top of it, but this is the way it ended up working out, and I like it. This photo play paper also came from the Citrus Twist kit, and I want, this time I'm actually cutting it in the direction I want to. The last layout I used with this paper, I cut it in the wrong direction and kind of messed up my plan. So I cut it in the direction I want it to, and I have 5 rows of triangles going, I guess, up and down, and I just cut off a little bit of each side of it, so I can have a little piece poking out the left and a bigger piece poking out the right, and on the right side is where my title's gonna live. And that is a thicker, it's a black foam thicker that is sticking like crazy to the thicker paper. I cannot even begin to explain to you how sticky it is onto that thicker paper. I mean, it's getting to the point where I'm almost just going to pull it off and let the sticker backing stick to the thicker and glue it on with something else. But anyway, I haven't committed to it yet, so it's just kind of laying there. And then I get the Citrus Twist cut apart sheet that comes with every month with the kit, and I cut a bunch of them out, and I'm going to like cut that part out so you don't even have to see me cut out little labels and little tabs, because it's not fun. So, I'm finally going to get some glue on these elements of my page and get it stuck down. And I'm discovering that it doesn't stick as well as I want it to. So I think it's probably the gesso and the my lack of adhesive. I use the ATG on just about everything, and that sucker sticks. Like, I don't have issues with layouts falling apart or anything if I just do like a little bit of adhesive on an element. I just don't. Like, I do my layouts, they go into page protectors, they go right into an album. There was one time where I just piled up layouts and it gave me like heart palpitations, guys. Like, I can't do that. I need it to go straight into a page protector and into an album. So I don't have problems. And this layout, as soon as I was finished with it, I had to like pull up, well, not even really pulling up, because the only thing I did was lift it up an edge and I'd have to add some more adhesive. So I just added more adhesive. All that running my mouth just to say I needed more adhesive than normal because of the gesso I had placed on the cardstock. Probably would have went a lot quicker just to say that. But, you know. Okay. So I'm getting my triangles stuck where I want them, just so that I'm having each color like poke out. And that citrus twist paper on the back, the back layer, the bottom layer, has blue and green in it, and so does the photo play paper with the triangles. So I'm just going to make sure that I have blue and green also when I pull in embellishments and not just the pink and yellowy oranges. Now, that glassine bag you had seen there, I was thinking about tucking it there and extending my journaling and putting it on a tag so it could be pulled out, but I decided this isn't the one I want to put the extended journaling on. So I'm scrapbooking the year of 2016 right now, and I'm kind of like mixing it around. Usually I scrapbook I start January, I end December, boom, done. And then if I have like extra projects, like a Disney album or something like that, that gets scrapbooked together. Well, I'm kind of mixing it up now. I'm still scrapping in 2016, but I'm scrapping a little bit of Vegas, I'm scrapping a little bit of my sister's wedding, I'm scrapping a little bit of random things. Like, I'm doing all 2016 together, and I'm watching where I'm putting pages in my albums so that I know that they can go in chronological order. But I'm kind of like mixing it up. And I totally forgot where I was going with that. Okay, so I'm just, well, moving on. I'm just mixing some layers, and some of those are the ones that I used on the Minc, like that little pink one and the diagonal tab. Those were done on the Minc before I started filming, because, yeah, watching it go through the Minc machine is not a fun time. And I hope I don't forget to take that little dot off the eye that's right there and put it down on the page. Don't forget it. And that's what I was doing. That's what took me so long, was to peel that adhesive off of that word. And I don't forget the I, so that's always a positive. And this little yes triangle gives me a little bit of a fit. Like, I think I like it right there because it kind of nestles in the triangle shapes of that paper. But then it kind of looks like that's my title and it says, "Go Yes Girl." And no, that's not what I wanted at all. It could have said, "Yes, go girl," and I would have been happy with it. But really, that really wasn't what I wanted. So I end up putting it over on the left-hand side of the page, and it's eventually going to make its way right back over to the right-hand side of the page, just not in that original spot that I had it. And I had this little gold arrow, and what I just did was grab my little dot runner and dotted it right on the desk, right on the table there, and then just rubbed the adhesive off because, you know, that's the lazy way of doing it, I guess. I don't know. Whatever happens to that adhesive that you just like you rub it away and it disappears. It's like, where did it go? One day I'm going to find like some big, huge adhesive ball. I don't know. Okay, moving on. I'm digressing. Okay. So, what am I doing? Oh, I'm messing with the pieces that I cut out and punched out of the cut apart sheet. And that is something that, it's a printed sheet that Citrus Twist sends in their kits. every month from what I'm learning. And I'm pulling out these little die cuts. They kind of look like gumdrops. And I was actually thinking about saving them for a Christmas type page, but I was like, no, Sandy, you need to use this. Like, you're not going to do a gumdrop page at Christmas. Get real. Like, you don't use those colors at Christmas. You definitely do red and green and cream, and sometimes you might, sneak in a little bit of pink or a little teeny bit of teal, but you're not going to put those colors in. No. So that was me. That was my entire conversation in my mind while I was holding on to these little gumdroppy looking things and deciding whether or not I was going to do it immediately. And like that went through my mind in like 3.2 seconds. Now I did cut off some of the gumdrop. I don't even know if they really are gumdrops, guys, but that's what it looks like to me. Some of the gumdrop over by those tabs, and that means that the little white edge isn't all the way around on the left-hand side, but I nestled it so the little heart was kind of sit in between the little droppies. So I'm going to cover that up. But then I realized I have more pieces that I foiled from my Minc earlier, and I haven't really used them. I just used that big one in a couple tabs. So I pulled out the banner, and I layered that underneath of the gumdrops. And it's just to bring up a little bit more shine. There's ever so slightly bits of foiling on the gumdrops, but I wanted a little bit more. So I did a little bit more. And I just found one of the cut-aparts that I had originally planned on putting up at the top, but it kind of got lost. I just put that down there by the title, and it worked for me. Like, it's not rocket science. So then I just pull out some of the acrylic shapes and the enamel dots from the Citrus Twist kit, and I just sprinkle them around the page. And here I've glued them back on. I added like that little wood veneer heart up at the top, the little wood veneer arrow by the tab collection. And because I had that yay wood veneer down by the circles. And then I realized that there really isn't a lot of dark blue down there, so I add a tiny word sticker, and I added this other little piece of the tiny word sticker. As I'm struggling to put it up there, I just say screw it and put it down here by the title. Now, every time I've pulled out my Citrus Twist kit, those tiny word stickers end up falling on the floor and I forget about them. So I've only used, like 2 of them. So, and here I am starting to glue a lot more. And believe me, once the camera turned off, I glued even more. And I went with like 1-sentence journaling, just saying that the girls basically did this Revy motorcycle thing at the arcade, and it was fun. So that's it for today. Come back tomorrow. I'm still doing my video a day in July. Oops, loose star, I had to glue that one down. Still doing a video a day in July. I'm participating in Chamel's challenges this month. I'm also trying to participate in the Summer Scrappy challenge this month, and I'm just like having a grand old time and just scrapbooking as much as I can. So I hope you'll join me, and thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye.